coming to you with a quick video. I'm working on the bench project, and I decided I want to put a couple of hearts on each end. I've been playing around with my Harbor Freight compact bench top bender with the scroll attachment, and maybe I'll do a video on that sometime. But in playing around with that, I generated a bunch of scrolls. All right, this is the typical scroll, and if you take a look, that scroll and this scroll are the same. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to that heart pattern because I have two of these that I made up, and I've decided to cut this here and weld it down to a plate, and that way I can go ahead and use this as a template to bend additional curls like this. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to create a quick scroll template just for the tight curls today. That Harbor Freight scroll tool does that I don't like, you know, if I were doing a bunch of these, it's great because you can whip them out quickly, but it starts that scroll with something that's much more flatter than I want. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up, and I'm going to put a little bit more of a curve on that, and then I'll weld that to a plate. So again, I'm just going to kind of get this offset. I'm just going to finish putting that round in that other tool doesn't do. And then I'll straighten it up here. And get it back to the scroll that it was. Yeah, I don't know. I bought that tool just to get playing with scrolls, and I'm telling you, I'm not sure I'm going to be using it much. It looked like a cool thing, but it's just I don't like that flat spot at the end. Let's see how badly we distorted this. Am I in the frame? I'm kind of in the frame. So if you see what I did, I totally have this not the way it used to be. I'm trying to go for similar to it. This kind of fits well. Tongs aren't cooperating with me too much. That's better for that side. And I can go ahead. A lot of good that tool did. Here I am messing around. Could have just forged it by hand anyway. So whether you use the tool or not, yeah, see, we're getting pretty good there. The key to what this project is anyway is to create a scrolling template. So forge it by hand, get it the way you want it to be. Yeah, it's starting to look good. Get that template scroll the way you want it to be. So now that just doesn't look right. Doggone hunt, but it's close. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. A little bit of a tail off the end here, and I think we'll be in good shape. As long as it's organic, it's all that matters. Got any minutes left? I got 1 minute left on this disc. Alright, I like it. I think that'll do the trick. I think. Alright, so now we'll weld that down to a plate. I'll get a new disc. For the Harbor Freight bending tool, I actually put a 1-inch plug on the bottom so I could use it on the anvil. Cut a hole in my layout table to accept that too. So we're going to take this plate. We're going to weld that jig to it, and before I do that, I'm going to put this plug in here so I can go ahead and set it right in the hardy hole and work it right in the, well, either at the anvil or here. So let me weld this up. normally I'd grind that off, but in this case I don't think I mind if it sits off the table a little bit. I think we'll be okay with that. So no problem, I'll grind it off. So the next thing we need to do is figure out when I'm bending. I might have to grind that off. I want it this way, and I want to be able to bend. Trying to figure out where I want my strength to be. So here, yeah, I like that, right about in that location. I'll turn this welder down a little bit. And I need to make sure I put my welds in the right spot. Right? Right? Get one out there, but yeah, that's good. I think that would do the trick. And just for fun, should I? Yeah, I'm going to grind that down and I'll be back. We got the bending jig ready to go. I'm looking for a heart that's basically this size, and this was 24 inches long when I started. I decided to go with something a little more presence, with a 1/2 inch square. I don't know if it's going to jump back and haunt me or not, but we're going to give that a go. So I'm going to cut this off at 1/2 inch. We're at 24 inches. And let's see what happens. Let's kick it up. Now you may be saying some of these tools you see me using aren't old school. Well, I can do it old school if you want to pay that extra price. It's nothing, and that would have been nothing to cut off with the cut-off tool. So don't hold it against me. It's all about time at this point. Or complain and tell me that you want to see them all done old school, and then we'll take the time at it. At least one of the cuts anyway. All right, let's get this thing heated up. Now what my plan is that I'm not going to be able to get in there and start this curve. What the hell? I'm not even showing you. I'm not going to be able to get in here and start this curve. Now the typical jig would be twice as tall, so you can start the first turn on the higher side and then slide it down in. But I'm just going to go ahead and put that beginning round in here on the anvil, and then I'll come back and use the jig for the rest. That's the plan stand. Now one of the things I wanted to do is at the end of this heart just kind of give it some type of odd shape. Maybe I'll just taper it. I don't want it to just be square. I was thinking about doing a fishtail or something like that, but I think something a little more butch than that. I'm gonna see if I like this idea or not. But it ain't too bad looking. Alright, let's get this thing heated up. I'll go ahead and start the corner like I told you I was going to do, and then we'll run it over to the anvil or the jig. Actually, I'll bring the jig here. Reasons that I made it the way I did, so I can throw it right in my hardy hole here and use it here if I want to. So I think I'll start here and then see if I can get it around. Again, the trick is going to be to hold that piece where I want it as I'm making that first bend. So hopefully one of these two sets of pliers will do that. I don't even have a bending tool. We're gonna see what we can do here. Alright, let's get that initial curve put in. Half-inch stock, I'll tell you. Yeah, I don't mind. See, I'm tapering that down a little bit. I don't mind that at all. And that's enough for me to get, I think, a bite on it. We're going to get this sucker super hot so she moves. Never made one of these jigs. It's the first time. Coming with me. On you somehow. We'll zoom back out. Alright, let's give her a go. Let's give her a go. Give her a go. Let's see here. I wanted to switch hands for a second. Get that where I want it to be. Yeah, that's not good. You're in the way. Mother! Back to the fire. We'll do it again. See what we can do with this thing. So we'll get that where I want it to be. Clamp it down. And we'll bring this, oops, sorry, I'm bumping you. Around. And it looks like I need a little more heat. Where am I? Where the hell am I? That's not bad. Alright, let me heat it a little bit more. That looks good. Go ahead and finish this side up. Get it where she was. And we'll go right to there. I like it. I like it. I was going to use this as a turning tool, but I really don't need it. Everything's where I need it to be. It looks good. It's a little stuck, that's all. Mamma mia, I like it. Key to this is that the other side be the same. And then it turns into a heart when I get done. So it's an awful big scroll. But I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Alright, let's get the other side done. Alright, we'll try this second one. It just got a little hotter than I wanted it to be. Stay. Stay, stay. It's not staying. Nothing's working right. And I know why. Frigadig. Back to the heat. This again. It's hot. Look at that, dude. The whole world's coming to an end, people. I broke my freaking jig. Merry Christmas. Alright, let's try this thing again here for crying out loud. All of a sudden nothing fits right. I wish I had a way of holding this a little better than Am I recording? It's a little warm down there though. Stay. Right there. Ah, it's close enough. Alright. So there we have it. It's a beautiful thing. What lessons did I learn? I learned. Where's that little turn that I just had? That where the heck did I put it? Oh, there it is. I learned that this jig is not producing the same size doohickey majigger as it did with this size stock. So I'm not going to get, where am I? I'm after a freaking heart and I'm not going to get a heart out of that, am I? Not at all. Which really freaking sucks. But there's a bending jig and I'll figure it out with another one. Till next time, better luck next time. Take care, bye.